Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be taking on a massive challenge of starting out in a completely brand new world and seeing whether or not we can build 24 farms in 36 hours or less. Are you ready to get started? Let's get going. Here we are in a brand new world and it is loading in very nicely. We are going to be starting out with 36 hours, and to keep track of that, I am going to put a timer up in the top left corner, which should appear right now. And let's get started. With everything that we are going to be trying to do today, I think it's going to be important to spend a little bit of time getting geared up and ready to go, because we can't just start building farms right now. I mean, I've got nothing to build farms with. We're going to need to get a lot of things if we want to get this project completed. That said, this is actually looking pretty good. It looks like we've got a ruined portal over there. We've got a village over there. Starting out with a village will be really helpful. So let's get geared up. I think we're going to spend about an hour collecting up resources, and I thought that would be the perfect time to talk to you about what the plans will be for today. 36 hours sounds like a lot of time, but I think we are going to be using all of it quickly because we are going to be needing a lot of redstone components, and redstone components require a lot of resources. For example, if you want a stack of pistons, you're going to need 9 stacks of other items in order to craft those up. So although it would be fun to do 24 farms in 24 hours, I wanted to allow enough time to be able to get those resources collected, which is why I went with 36 hours instead. But I don't want to just collect resources for the first 12 hours. I want to mix in the building of our farms. So I think the plan for today will be to go through and collect some resources, build some farms, collect some more resources, build some more farms. And hopefully by the end, we will still have enough time left to decorate things and make it look good. We are just coming up on the first hour and I've been able to get a lot of iron. We've got some more iron smelting here that I'm waiting for. And then we are going to need to start looking for where we are going to be building all of our farms. And that should be the last of the iron right there. Now that we're all geared up though, it's time to start looking for a location where we can settle down. I would say right now, having just about 35 hours to complete all of the farms, I'm not feeling much pressure, but I imagine there will be more pressure the closer we get to 0. But there is something to having that timer in the corner that reminds me I need to stay efficient and not waste any time doing meaningless things, like looking at sheep or the new leaf litter. Oh, new bushes and firefly bushes. Anyways, what was I saying? Right. We need to be efficient with our time. After taking a look around, I really like this area here. It's pretty close to the spawn chunks. I think this is the hill where we spawned in. So I've cleared out the trees for this area, and looking at the terrain, I think it's mostly flat. There's some areas that we probably want to flatten just to make building a little bit easier, but we can go along and do that as we start adding in the farms. The first thing that I want to build though is a villager breeder, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, we're going to be using a lot of villagers because we're going to probably build an iron farm. I think we should probably have a trading hall at some point. We'll probably use villagers to get things like wheat and carrots and potatoes. And so we're going to need to get started with getting the villager breeder up so that way we can not run out of villagers. I've got some boats. We've got this village. Let's see if we can get the villagers to be able to go over to where we're working. And I think there's a villager in here, so let's give this a try. Oh, he's already out. All right, hold on. Don't go running away. Don't go running away. Wait, come back. Get in the boat. There we go. That's one villager. Let's see if we can get a second villager by squeezing this boat through here. Come on, can we get one of you? Come on. You know you want to. It's gonna be so much fun. Let's do it. Back it up. All right, get in the boat. Why aren't you getting in the boat? Okay, now we got 2 villagers in the boat. Where am I supposed to sit? We now got the 2 villagers we need for the villager breeder, along with a sheep, which we don't need. I think I'm going to put them in a little dirt box just so that way we don't have to worry about anything happening to them. Not that we're going to run out of villagers, but while I was bringing the villagers over, I was thinking about what I want to build these farms out of. And while we could just build them out of cobblestone or stone, that just seems really boring and just a little bit too easy. I think we should build them out of something different. And the material that I think we should use is deep slate. Or at least primarily deep slate. I think we also need to get some other types of blocks that we can mix in, but our primary building block will be deep slate, and that means we need to do a little bit of mining before we can start building the villager breeder. And of course I picked deep slate, which is the block that takes the longest to mine. Probably not the best idea since we're on the clock, but this would be a proper challenge if everything was easy, so deep slate it is. Oh, it's probably going to take us quite a bit to get all the way down to deep slate too. We made it down to the deep slate level, and we also have an abandoned mine shaft. I wonder if it would be worth exploring just to see if we could get some quick diamonds. That might make it worthwhile. No diamonds here. Oh, but there's some diamonds. This will be good. All right, looks like we got about 6 diamonds here and some more iron. Oh, that's a lot of rails. Oh, man. I hope I didn't lose anything. We'll need to get back there real quick. That's the kind of setback that I need to avoid if I want to get everything done. My stuff should be right around this corner here. If we can just get it without getting shot by the skeleton. All right, I wanted to drop down. I did want to drop down. Okay, all my stuff is here. I've got a ton of stuff. Let's quickly get our armor on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Shield. Shield. Oh, what? No, no. No, no. Oh, no. No, no, no. I'm going to die again. Quickly place a bet. All right. Did I? Yes, I did get the respawn point set. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, stop shooting me. We're now set. We've got the shield. Let me get an axe out. There's an axe. All right. And let's fight this. Let's see if we can get these guys to fight each other. There we go. There we go. Okay, now fight each other. Don't fight me. Much, much better. Yep, take that one out. Oh, nice. We timed that perfectly. After that close call, I think we should just focus on mining and get out of here. After what happened collecting deep slate, collecting carrots is a lot less stressful. I think I have everything together to get this villager breeder built. Let's get started. And just as we hit the 3-hour mark, we have completed our first farm, which is this villager breeder. Since this is our first one, there is a little bit of difference between what it looks like now and what I want to do with it later. Because what I want to eventually do is fill in the space where the fences are with glass. But right now, we don't have a way to get a bunch of glass really quickly, so I'm going to use fences for now, so that way we can get our villagers going. Oh, and we're also a little short on carrots. I've been doing a little bit of work on the villager breeder, so we now have the pickup system. The villagers are going to come out through here. They're going to end up on this glass block, and then in this dispenser, we are going to put in the mine carts, which are going to travel along, pick them up, and then take them to where we need them to go. But as you can see here, it's not quite complete, and I thought about building it up, but we need some glass to go here, and I think what we should do is make this glass be the color that we want it to be, because I want to use green glass, and for that we are going to need to get some cactus. It may be time for a little bit of exploring, but we are going to need cactus for some other things as well, so it's going to be useful to go ahead and get it now. But while we're out looking for the desert, we should also stop and get other things that we need. So one thing that we are going to need will be melons, because we are probably going to have a melon farm at some point, and we should also probably get some cocoa beans in case we want to have any brown dye. Some bamboo would also be useful to have. It looks like we have some badlands over here. I wonder if we can get any cactus there. Oh, look at that. There are some cacti there. Let's get it. See, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it doesn't look like there's any more, but 4 is a pretty good start. Let's also grab some of this sugarcane as well, and we can do a sugarcane and cactus farm. Seems like a pretty good idea to me. Oh, we've got one more here. So let's go ahead and place down 4 of the cacti on these, and we are going to use these to be the start of our own cactus farm. This isn't the farm, but we're going to need cactus to build the farm, and then we're going to take this one, and we are going to smelt it up. All right. There we go. We'll let that smelt up, and then we'll have some green dye, which should be enough to be able to get the green glass that we need. Our villager dispenser is now ready, sort of. I mean, I don't want to really keep all of the cobblestone here, or this polished andesite. Those were just the blocks that I had, and we are going to keep them for just a moment while we let this go, but we are going to eventually come back through and replace it. In this dispenser, we've got a minecart. If we press the button, you can see how it will work. There will be villagers there. They'll get picked up, and then they'll be sent off down this track and where we need them to go. Now we just need to get our villagers up into the system, and then it should be good to go. We've got our 2 villagers all set to go. They are going to be working on this carrot field, and eventually they'll get enough carrots that they could start breeding, and then the baby villagers will go over here across this trap door, and they'll drop down into the water where they'll be sent along that pathway over into the system. This is also a good time to mention that if you are curious about building any of the farms that we are looking at today, there are links in the description down below to each of the creators who have design these farms if they are farms that I did not design myself. But now that this is up and running, we could start focusing on the bigger picture, which is this area out here. And I think that we need to do a little bit of flattening because you can see that it sort of slopes up here into a hill, and I want it to be all on the same level. So I think I'm going to do that. And while I do that, this villager breeder will be going along, and then we'll see how many villagers we'll have after this is finished. It took a little over 2.5 hours to get this area all flattened out, and these holes right here are where we are going to be building our next farm, which will be an iron farm. Because we are going to be using a lot of iron to get the rest of the other farms built, so this iron farm is going to be essential if we don't want to spend our entire time mining iron. We can also check out our villager breeder over here, and we are starting to get some villagers, which is excellent news as well, because we are going to need a total of 12 villagers to get this iron farm going. We are going to need a few things though for this iron farm, starting with some beds, a composter, some red dye, which we are going to use to turn all of the beds red, and some more deep slate. So I think we now have everything we need to get this iron farm built. We're going to get started with the building process at the base of this hole, and we're going to place a chest right here, then add some hoppers, place in some signs, and then add in some lava above them. Up above where the lava is, we are going to fill in this hole with the polished deep slate. Add in some temporary blocks, place down some fence gates, open the fence gates, remove the temporary blocks, fill in the side walls, add in some water, and the iron golem spawning area is now completed. For the area with the villagers, we are going to place in 3 beds, a couple of slabs, and a trapdoor. We then need to place in a bunch of torches and 1 boat, which is where the zombie is going to sit. That's now been repeated 3 more times, and we are now ready to start adding in the zombies and the villagers, just after I get a few rails. So let's see if this is going to work. We'll send off the cart. We've got a villager in it. He's going right over to where we need him to be, and we just need to put him into this hole right here. We've got villagers in this one and in this one. We're waiting for a few more to grow up over there, so in the meantime, we need to get some zombies to fall down into this hole here. We've got our first zombie here. Now I'm just leading him over. Oh no, we don't need this guy right here. Oh, we've got 2 of them. Great. No, go away. Oh no. Oh no. Don't go in there, you two. All right. Maybe those 2 can be in that one. Ooh. All right. Well, we're going to have to check once we get this guy down in the hole whether or not those baby zombies are going to attack the villagers. I don't know that that's baby zombie proof down there. Hopefully they just ended up in the boat. But this guy's fallen down now, and we will just walk over this way, and let's check how the baby zombies are doing. It looks like both of the baby zombies ended up in the boat. Excellent. Oh, we've got iron golem spawning in. This is perfect. And not a moment too soon, as I was all out of iron. We now have 28 hours remaining, and there is still so much work that needs to be done. We are still waiting for the rest of the villagers to grow up over here. Right now, we just have 1 baby villager. We're going to need at least 5 more to be able to get this iron farm up and running. And I think that means that I should spend a lot of this time while I'm waiting, collecting up resources, so that way we will be able to build the rest of the farms. So we now have a full chest of cobbled deep slate, as well as a bunch of redstone and almost a full stack of diamonds, which is going to be really good. If we go over here, we can see how we're doing on the villagers, and there are so many villagers over here. We've got plenty to finish up the iron farm, as well as getting started with the next farms that we're going to be doing. The iron farm is now finished, and I think the next thing that we are going to build is a villager trading hall, and I think the best place to build that will be over in this corner right here, so it's at an angle with our villager breeder. We are going to need a few things though before we can start building the villager trading hall, which will require us going into the nether. All right. Oh, we ended up in the worst biome. Let's start collecting. So we now now have a fairly basic trading hall set up. We're going to have stations for all of our villagers along here, and I've started filling them in. So we've got somebody over here so we can trade iron. We've got a farmer down here so that way we can hopefully get some food from him. And along here we have the start of our librarians, and we'll be able to get enchantments from them as well. As you can see in the top left corner, we are ticking down to 24 hours remaining, which means that we've used 1/3 of our time, which I think is where we want to be, but we better pick up the pace just in case. In this chest here, we have the materials to create a lava farm, and we are going to use that lava farm to power a super smelter. So we're going to get both of those made up, and then we should have the ability to make a lot of glass really quickly. Really quickly? That doesn't sound right. Oh well, let's get started. I want to have the ground at this level, so we're going to need to fill in this hole here and then add a little bit of dirt so we can build the lava farm on top of it. For this lava farm, I want to have 32 cauldrons, and I think if we do 2 rows of 15, we'll be able to get to 32 by having the cauldrons like this, and then one in the middle right here, and then we'll just have 2 rows going down with an empty space in the middle. Then we'll just need a full block above those and dripstone in between. Get some glass running down the middle here, add in some trapdoors, get some iron from the iron farm, craft up a bunch of buckets, and then head down into this massive cavern so that way we can get a bunch of lava. And then we have to carefully place in the lava, making sure we don't get any overlap, otherwise we're going to need to get even more lava. And our lava farm is now complete. Now it's time to create the super smelter. I think I have everything in here. We might run out of chests, and we need sticky pistons instead of regular pistons, but I think we should get it built, and then we can see about getting some slime. So we got one side of the super smelter nearly completed, except for the sticky piston. This side is missing rails because I ran out of gold, and we can't get enough powered rails if we don't have gold. So I think we're going to go get that, and then we can get this finished up. The super smelter is now complete, and we have 22 hours remaining, which is pretty good. But now we are going to start moving on to the next set of farms, and the next set of farms are all going to be based around honey. Fortunately, we're in a flower forest, which has a lot of honeybees in it. We're going to test out our super smelter, so I've filled up the furnaces with sand. We're going to add in these buckets of lava here. We'll just flip this switch, and that should get everything all ready to go. Yep, they're getting smelted up. We should start to see the buckets come in from the lava, and then we will have glass coming in as well. We got our bee farm up and running over here. This is going to be for honeycomb, and then this one right here will be for the honey bottle, so that way we can craft up honey blocks. These two don't have bees yet. We're still waiting to get them over here, but as you can see, we're getting a lot of bees, and slowly we will fill up the hives so that way we can move them from over here to over here. But waiting for things to breed up seems to be a theme for today. We're waiting on villagers, we're waiting on bees. It's just waiting, and we're running out of time. The good news is we're getting more villagers, so we'll be able to add them into the villager trading hall soon. But while we're doing all of that waiting, I think it would be useful to go out and collect some slime balls, because we are going to need sticky pistons and slime blocks for some of our farms. I didn't end up getting as much slime as I was hoping for. We're just going to have to see if we can make it work. Instead of working on that though, I think what we need to do is work on getting a couple of farms up and running. And I want to build a pumpkin and melon farm. I also want to build a farm that'll let us get wheat, beetroot, carrots, and potatoes. And I think right here next to the trading hall will be the perfect space to build it. For the melon and pumpkin farm, we are going to need about a stack of observers and a stack of pistons, which means we need a lot of cobblestone, about 11 stacks worth, and we are coming down to 19 hours, so I better hurry and get this collected up. Starting off with 36 hours, seems like it was going to be a lot of time, and I was actually worried that I would end up at the end without having anything to do. I don't worry about that anymore. It didn't take too long to get everything collected up. We are now ready to start building the melon and pumpkin farm. The melon pumpkin farm is up and running. I've also got bees for both the honey bottles as well as the honeycomb, so those are all good to go. I think what we are going to build next is a cactus farm, because right now we're running out of green dye and we need to be getting a lot more green dye, so we should have a lot more cactus. Let's get it built. cactus farm is built. I do want to do a little bit of work to decorate it, but we are going to continue building farms for now because we have less than 16 hours left to go. And it's time to get some more farms built. We now have a wheat, carrot, potato, and beetroot farm. But while I was building up those farms, I kept running out of materials. So I've taken a couple of hours to focus on gathering up materials, starting with a bunch of deep slate, which takes a lot of time to mine, especially when you don't have all of the best gear. I also got a bunch of sand that we can convert into glass, and then some cobblestone that we can use for building redstone components. As you can see, we've just passed the 10-hour mark, and I've got a bunch of resources in these chests that we'll be able to use to be able to build the farms. I mean, just look at all of the pickaxes I went through. With everything we've collected though, we are now ready to start doing a serious building process, and I think the next set of farms that we're going to be building will be going in this area right here, which we haven't been doing a lot of building in. So let's get started and see what we can come up with. For the farms that we have built over here, obviously we have a mob farm in the middle. Over on the left, there is a stone or cobblestone generator, depending on which pickaxe you use. Over on the right, we have a mud farm, a basalt generator, and then in the back, we have a tree farm. While I was building these farms, it didn't take long to build the actual farms, but what did take long was I needed to get a bunch of redstone and slime blocks for the tree farm, and I had to go out and get that all collected up, which took a little bit longer, meaning we are now below 6 hours remaining, and we still have a few more farms that we are going to need to build. Before we can start building those farms, we do want to take the glass that I've smelted up over here. We're going to go over to these furnaces where I have a bunch of cacti smelting up, so that way we can get green dye, and we're going to convert it all to green stained glass. The glass is now ready. I've got the materials here. We are going to be building 2 more farms. Well, not just 2 more farms. We've got more farms than 2, but we've got enough materials here to build 2 farms. One will be a sugarcane farm, which will go right here. The other is going to be a moss farm, and I think that will go right here. And I just really like the idea of having the cactus farm, the sugarcane farm, and the moss farm together with the bees. That just seems to line up really well. So let's get them built. With the addition of the sugarcane farm and the moss farm, this side is looking much better. I also went ahead and enclosed our cactus farm, so now all of the glass and the polished deep slate is in place, and I think that's looking much better. But looking around, there are a few more places that we can add in some farms, and we still have about 4 hours left to go. So I think we're going to build some more farms over on this side, and we might build another farm over here because we've got this nice little opening that we can do that. But for the last farms that I want to build, we are going to need a lot of observers. We're going to need a lot of pistons. We're going to need dispensers, and all of those require cobblestone to craft them. And fortunately, we have our stone generator over here, which will allow us to get a bunch of cobblestone. And looking at this, I probably should have made this an automatic farm. That probably would have saved me a lot of time. I think I now have everything crafted as far as redstone components go, so we can get started with the next farm that we are going to build, and I'm going to put it right in this spot here. This farm is going to be a mushroom stem farm, and it's going to line up pretty well with our tree farm over here too. And we now have that mushroom stem farm all completed. We are getting a little close to running out of time here. We've just got about 3 hours left, and there are 2 more farms that we want to build. Plus, I have some other things that I want to do. So we better hurry and get these farms built so we don't run out of time. The next farm that I want to build will go in this area right here, and this is going to be a netherwart farm. So this farm is now completed. The last thing that I need to do is just go through and add water to all of these dispensers, and the water would be how the netherwort will get harvested. The netherwort farm didn't take very long to build. We only spent about 15 minutes on that. We have one more farm that we are going to build, and it's going to go right behind me, and this farm is going to be a wool farm. And I think the best way to get started with this will be to build the farm, and then after the farm is built, we'll go around and collect up all of the sheep that we're going to need to put into it. And I think I have everything in my inventory that we're going to need, so let's get this built. So the farm is now built. The last thing that we need to do to get it up and running, of course, is to get all of the sheep in place. Luckily, I have a couple of leads which will definitely help with getting the sheep. Oh, let's grab this guy. We can also get this one and this one. We'll need this guy. Here's another one and another. And we now have one side of the farm filled with sheep. And I now think I have enough sheep to finish up the other side if I can make sure I don't lose any along the way. So all of the sheep are now here. We've now crafted up all of the dye, so we should be able to get these sheep dyed up as well. Now we just need to load it up with shears. And that is the last farm that we are going to build in this area, but we still have about an hour and 45 minutes left. And I want to take that time to make this area look a lot better. Because right now it's looking a little bit rough and just a collection of farms and not a lot of order going on. So we need to make that better. I think the best way to do that will be to spend about 45 minutes collecting up resources. So that way we have everything that we need. And then we're going to spend the last hour getting it all built. Disaster has struck. I was in the nether and I just finished collecting up all of the materials that I needed from the nether, and I fell into lava and died. Now I'm going to see whether or not I'll be able to retrieve any of those items. I am not optimistic about this, but let's just see what happened. Well, we've got a few items here. At least we've got some. Not a lot. I had a full inventory of blackstone. I guess this means we'll just need to adjust our plan a little bit, but that's devastating. So if we take a look around, we can see all of the farms that we have built so far. The honey bottles, the honeycomb, and the bee farm. So that's 3 farms. We've got sugarcane, cactus farm, and moss farm. We've got 6 farms there. We've got the melon and pumpkin farm, which is 7. The trading hall, which is 8. We've got these 4 farms, which is 12. We've got the mushroom stem farm, which is 13. The tree farm is 14. The salt generator and the mud farm, which is 15 and 16. We've got the mob farm, which is 17. The stone generator, which is 18. We've got our villager breeder, which is 19. The lava farm, the super smelter, the netherwort farm, and the wool farm, which brings us up to 23. And then in the center, we have our iron farm, which is 24. And I think to decorate this area, we are going to have roads which lead into the center through the farms here. So that's going to divide up this area into 4 quarters. And then we'll have a wall that goes around the border as well. We got 48 minutes to get started with this building, so let's get started. We are just about to the end of 36 hours, and I'm not quite finished with the decorating. But since the decorating is in farms, I think we can keep going. I think that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because I don't want to stop here. We're going to keep going. Our farming area is looking so much better now that it's completely decorated. We've got roads, we've got borders, we've got hedges, and everything is done. This has been a massive project, and I have had a lot of fun working on it, even though there was some frustrating things, especially with dying at inconvenient times, running out of time to get everything decorated. But we did get all 24 farms built within 36 hours, and if we check our statistics here, we can take a look at how much time has been spent in this world. Time played in this world is 1.55, which if we calculate that out, equals 37.2 hours, which is just a little bit past the 36-hour mark, but we did get the farms built in 36 hours. So that was mission accomplished. The addition of the paths really was the finishing touch for this area. Before we added in the border and the paths, it just looked like a random collection, but with it all in, now this area is complete, and I am super happy with how it turned out. But I think that is where we are going to leave it for today. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Wait a minute. I forgot to do the storage system.